Welcome, true art believers. This is Matt Pearson by short. I am working on this painting here for 1 hour, and we'll see how long I can go, because I got a little girl on my shoulder, which is going to be very hard to paint when you have someone on your shoulder like so. But you're going to hear some nice background music. I call it baby and acapello. No, baby baritone. So what I'm doing with this painting today is I have this extra like Naples yellow with white mixed in with it, and I just flat out need to get rid of this yellow. So I don't want to waste it or throw it away, and I don't have any time. I'm not going to use it on anything else anytime soon. I used it for my. Oh, there we go. There's good music right there. I used it for a signature I made on one of my last pieces. Yeah. And so now I'm going to use it on this painting, which is going to be difficult because I got a little ball of joy on my shoulder. And keep in mind, I'm actually holding the baby. I'm not like, she's, oh my gosh, she is on fire. She's on fire today. Oh, so I got this yellow right here. I'm just gonna splash it on. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna think. Yeah. She's complaining because she doesn't get her food in time. She's an hour early, and she's cranky now because she's on a tear. Oh, I like that color. Oh, I might need to do a little bit more of that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're not gonna be distracting at all. This is exactly what I want to do. Oh, this is what I do on live painting sessions. Hold baby on shoulder. Yeah, doggy. But I got to do this. My painting's got to go. And I can't keep stopping every time baby cries, because then I have to stop every 30 seconds. Whoa. Yeah. What is wrong, huh? Is it so tough, huh? Are you crying? Guess what? You're a celebrity right now. You are a celebrity. You're not on camera, but they can certainly hear you. My one subscriber can hear you. Oh, I'm just trying to do some work here, son. There we go. There's one mark. One mark I didn't have 5 seconds ago. See this right here? My hand moving? That's because I'm rocking the baby right now. Rocking her. Giving her a good rock up and down. Rock. I had something to talk about. I was going to talk about like, I wanted to. I wanted to. I'm probably going to run out of this yellow real quick because, yeah. What I wanted to do is talk about weightlifting, and I was like, I'm trying to find out what the most efficient way of weightlifting with the least amount of time. At the moment, I'm trying to squeeze in 3 days, and I'm changing it up. But like, I don't know, man. The workout I'm doing is taking way too long because the recoup is too long. I'm thinking about doing like maybe just more of a volume, a repetition scale with not necessarily lightweight, but a good weight that can be challenging. So that's what I have to deal with. Oh my gosh, you are going to be very difficult. This is going to be a long hour. You know what? My arm is already tired. My bicep feels strained. Don't you like that? Don't you like that? Look at that color. Huh? It's Naples yellow and white. Yeah. It's extra vivid on top of this. Yeah, it is. Look at all the textures. It's super textured. You might like that. And now I gotta mix some more because I went through more than I thought it would. Whoa, don't lean over. Your face is on my face. So this is gonna take a while. Basically what's gonna happen is triple the amount of, whoa! You leaning around everywhere? Whoa! I know it's interesting, but not that interesting. So right now I'm just mixing more paint because I ran out. And I'm going to try to get something that's similar in tone. I don't care if it's not the same. It doesn't matter to me. It just makes it more interesting to have a variety of yellows on top. To be honest with you though, I think I am going a little bit overboard on the background textured. Because it feels like super thick in comparison to the tones, the main focus, which is the burger. But I can't do anything about that right now. I think I'll work on it a little later. The burger when I have a moment of quiet. Don't you like it, huh? I'm playing with paints. One thing I worry about is getting paint on you. You make it quite difficult. You're squirming around. And you farted. Yeah. Now you calm down, but I can't put you down. How am I going to do my work? Huh? How am I going to do my work? Now I need more yellow ochre. Need to grab some yellow ochre. So now I need to squirt out some more yellow ochre. I need some more yellow ochre for this. That won't be enough. I pretty much think that won't be enough, but that'll be fine. We'll squirt more out if we need it. Oh! Yeah. She is not happy, folks. You're not happy at all, aren't you? Aren't you? Come here, huh? I got to paint. Look at the painting. Look at the painting. Ooh, painting. Isn't that a pretty painting? I guess. You're too young to understand the connotation, but that's good. I don't want you to understand the connotations. A little too risque. Yeah. Indeed. So now I think I got enough yellowish ochre to kind of put on here. Oh yeah, look at that. It's going on there thick there, right there, huh? Oh yeah. Yeah, isn't it? Isn't it, little girl? It's going on thick. Look at that paint. Woo! Pretty soon I'll just outsource half my work to you. I'll just have you take my palette knife and tell you which areas to put it on. And that way I can go do other things. And then by the time you're 12, you'll be a famous artist because you'll have 12 years experience more than most people do. And you're welcome. You can thank me when you're making millions. Like I have to be thankful because my dad was an expert draftsman and an expert painter. And really, I was born in a situation where I was in it all the time. Kind of like Pauly Shore. And he was born in the setting of being in a comedy shop. But no. Oh, here we go. So with this, I'm going a little bit over the top. I know it, and that's fine. I'm really, with these new paintings, I'm really experimenting with like how thick I can go with the paint and still maintain control of the composition. And what I'm finding now is right now I can go pretty thick on the outside of my forms because what it does is it kind of encapsulates my actual painting. What is that? Oh, no. I'm going to have to wash my hands before I touch you again. It kind of encapsulates the rest. Look at this. Woo. The surrounding areas of my painting. So that's kind of nice. And man, it's getting pretty thick. It does paints just like, again, with this painting I had like a bunch of gray that I just needed to get rid of. This painting's like an experimental piece. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start doing this more often with I'll have like one burger painting that has just an extreme amount of excess paint. And the reason why is because it's like I had all this extra paint I needed to get rid of. And so that's what I did with it. I put it on this piece. Or I put it on that burger piece. Because it's getting to the point where I'm making so much extra paint when I'm mixing colors and such that I don't want to waste it all. And usually ends up being that way. You kind of lose, you do waste paint. And I'm like, best use it on something, even if it's at the detriment of my piece. Because this really is kind of at the detriment of my piece. Like really, I don't know if it's making it any better. And I definitely, it's definitely not like a compositional choice for me. It's more like I need to use up this paint, but I do kind of like the textures that are kind of forming, and I'm a little. It's making me more comfortable with doing weird colors. Like normally I wouldn't use grays and greens and yellows, and I wouldn't put thick paints on top of these areas like in this. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's rich. I'm almost running out of paint again. I might need to make another batch. Yeah, I know. You're like, yeah, I might need to make another batch pretty soon. I'm gonna have to think about how I'm gonna store this. I think I'm gonna have to bubble wrap it real good. Yeah, I'm almost out of paint again. I'm going to have to go mix some more. Wow. Just going through all my paint left and right. Again, what's happening when I do this, I'm trying to get the same color, but what happens is it's not the same tone per se. It's close enough. You want it close enough. I think what happens is your eyes tend to normalize similar tones, especially if they're butted up together. So that's what I do, and that's, I'm kind of using it as a crutch, but that's fine. I don't care. I'm fine with that. Yeah, she's quiet now, so I can paint a little bit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't want to jinx myself now, do I? Yeah, I know. By the time I'm done painting this section, it'll be time for you to eat. Isn't that exciting?
Yes, it is. It is, Pearson. I am so happy that you're gonna be feed me yum 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 yum
Blah 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 blah. Ha! That's got a little bit of hair. Oops. Oh no. Oh darn it. I don't like that, but it's there. I like the gray chunk that I left on there, but now I went over it, and there's no way I'm going to get that off. I was trying to manipulate it so I can have a little bit of the gray showing, but maybe on this one I'll do it. There we go. There's a little bit. So the main issue I'm going to have with this is I'm going to have one heck of a time signing it. I know. I'm glad you agree with me on that. I am going to have a hard time signing it because the texture is going to be so hard to make clean lines on. That's why. There we go. That'll do. Now I got all this extra paint. I still got a little bit extra paint. I gotta get rid of it. Yeah. I know you don't want me to get rid of it, but I have to. There's just too much for me to mess around with. Uh-huh. 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 I know, I'm destroying my painting. You don't need to tell me this. Uh-huh. Yeah. You're like, oh, that was a bad choice too. I know. You don't need to tell you this. Yeah, I know this is not the right choice. Like, I know why you're thinking. Why would I use yellow? It's ugly. There we go. Oh no. There we go. I gotta use the rest of this. So Huh. What? 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 Just scrub off the side like that. That's what I do. That's how I roll. Hi-ho, sailor, away! So, now, let's work on the burger. But first I gotta do a little bit of cleaning on the palette, because it's a little messy. So I gotta put this little glove on. Yeah, gotta put a glove on. Gotta put a glove on so that I can clean my palette. Yes, that's right. That's right, little girl. I know you're not happy being here, but you know what? Mama needs some time to do what she's got to do, so I might as well. I'm not teaching art today, so I got some free time. Hey, hey, yeah. Here I go in to the sea. And I went on. I'm hate. Oh, What is up today? Why? Why are you so upset? What have I done? What have I done to deserve this? Baby. Oh man, I need to clean that razor blade. Oh, brush, you go to the ground. Go to the ground. So, I guess I'm just gonna do some pencil lining right now. Oh. So my previous painting. It's okay. Oh, wow. The show must go on. The show must go on. I must paint. I have to keep painting, Adelie. Let's be. Oh, wow. What is up? I know. I'm going to show these videos to you when you're older. Our star has left the building. For now. Where's my I had it. Believe me, I had it. It's somewhere. Oh, I know what I need to do. Baby, come back. Baby, come back. Baby, come back. Baby, come back. Where is it? Oh, it's right in front of my eyes. Bloop. I don't know if that's stable, but it will do. Now I need one more thing. That is tucked away my battle star. Yep. So now this is going to be just pinstriped. Just like doing a little bit of going over lines again. It's something to do because, yeah, I don't know. Oh. Oh, I gotta grab. Okay. Never enough room. I'm always. Now I need some tape, which always gets moved around, and then I have to move it back to the place that I have to put it, because otherwise I lose sight of it. Always. There we go. So I'm just need to tape my source next to me so I can kind of use it as a guideline for how to work my lines here. Again, I'm probably not going to use it to its fullest extent, but I'm going to use it as just to kind of see where lines are at. I mean, as you can see, these paintings they're caricatures. They're caricatures of these burgers, so they're not really exact copies. Another thing that's interesting about it is they're not just characters, but like the proportions are off because I kind of changed the scale of my burgers or proportions of them in regards to the size of my painting surface. So like I manipulate it so it fits in my surface a little bit more efficiently, or looks more interesting to me. So I'm just going to go over some contour lines. I kind of liked the contour lines of the previous piece, so I'm doubling down on that idea. And again, since this is early on in this process, I'm still gonna I will still probably go over these lines again because some of the areas are going to go get painted over, and sometimes I add new lines or new spots because I find another way of expressing a line with regards to the source material. Now I already know that this painting is going to be a pain. Get it? It's going to be a drag because the paint's so thick. I really got to think about how I'm going to work out these issues. It's going to be a major issue. So now my baby is she's quieted down, and she's been taken upstairs. So now that's going to be make things a little bit easier, because I probably, that's the reason why I worked on the background, because I really can't do any major details while holding another person in my arms, especially one that's moving around and really, really wiggly. Little squiggly wigglies. So it makes it very difficult. I imagine though that I would have worked around it. Probably would have started on the massing out the tones on the burger a little bit instead of pinstriping. I don't know why I'm doing the striping. I guess it's just because I want to get better at it. And the mere act of practicing it on these pieces is going to make it better for a few reasons. I'm terribly bad at my signature, and it's been driving me crazy the last few paintings. Like, it's hit or miss. And so I need to get so good at so comfortable at drawing crisp lines, small crisp lines, that I want it to be, that it's going to pay off in the end. Another reason is another reason why I'm not so good is because you're when you are writing your signature in oil paint, you want it to be viscous, and in order to do that, you gotta dilute it. And oil paint, not all of it is opaque. You know, so when you dilute it, you make it translucent, which makes your signature translucent. And gosh darn, it's a pain because you're like you're mixing and remixing your compounds so that you have more pigment in your paint, so that you can have a more opaque signature, but you're also trying to fight with how viscous it is. And if it's not viscous, and by viscous I mean like it glides smoothly, you're gonna have a chunky signature. No one talks about that. It's kind of weird. Like, acrylic doesn't have that problem. Acrylic tends to be pretty opaque from the get-go. But in this case, oil paints don't. And here's another little thing that people don't talk about. Is like, if you ever see text painted in oil paint and it looks super smooth, no brush stroke, you can assume that painter has painted that text at least 3 times over. Because for the most part, unless there's some medium that I don't know about, which I'm more than open to exploring, which I would definitely take that medium in a heartbeat. But unless there's unless that medium doesn't dilute the pigment, which most of it does, you can know that the artist that painted that text and it looks super smooth, and it's oil paint. We're not talking about other paints. They painted it a couple times, and it's super difficult. I'm not talking about like sign painters that use one-shot paint. I'm talking about oil painters that make paintings of text, and it's really thin and flush. That is very difficult to do, very time consuming, and no one thinks about that. So that's an interesting little factoid. That's why my text tends to be very, I guess I would say naive, very blocky, very simple. For one, I'm really bad at text. What I'd like to do is I'd like to probably, the next step would be to look up different variations of fonts and start using those fonts for my paintings on my text, the text paintings, right? Gosh, I'm tongue tied, but so I can have more dynamic text, because mine's pretty much been like bubble letters and blocky. Would be nice maybe if I had the spare time. There's a few things I would love to do. Well, first thing, I'm a teacher, so but the thing about me being a teacher is like some teachers think they know it all. I come in not knowing it all. I know a lot, but not everything. And I try. My students don't get this. Like, I want to tell them, like, listen, I would intern with a letter painter, a screen printer, a woodblock lino printmaker, a printmaker, I would definitely intern if I had, if money wasn't a worry and I didn't have shows coming up in the next year. I would definitely intern with them because I think I would benefit from learning those techniques. And yeah, sure, you can learn from online. You know, you can go online, check out all that stuff. But it's I think having that ratcheted under your belt would be good. Now, what I have is all this oil paint right here, all this yellow ochre. It's all wet, so I really can't do my line work on it at the moment because it's just gonna kind of muck it up. So I'm gonna have to like I guess a reference would be Photoshop color dodge it. I'm just gonna have to go around it and not touch it. And I have less than 30 minutes, and you can see all I've done is, as far as line work, is I've kind of gone right around here. It's like 5 inches, and that's pretty fast, or at least I think it's fast. I don't know, and that's me being diluting it enough that it's going off pretty viscous, but still kind of opaque. If any more like by viscous, I mean how fast it glides. Any more glide to it, it'd probably be way too light or transparent. But I don't know. Right now I'm using resin gel because it doesn't dilute it. It's viscous enough that it glides, but it doesn't dilute it to the point where it looks like a glaze. And I would be using liquid because it makes everything really viscous, but it makes everything like a glaze. So that's why I'm not using liquid at the moment. And so this is going to be a while before I can really get it going. Yeah. Just doing this. So man, I've been thinking about doing a new workout plan. I started a new one, but I like it. It's hard. It's 3 days a week, but man, it's still too long. It's still a long program because it drains me so much that I have to take super long breaks, and I don't know if I can handle that at the moment, you know. But we'll see. We'll see how long I do it. I just needed a shift because of all the of my time frame has been really messed up for reals. Really. I think I've talked out. I'm tapped out as far as conversation. I gotta focus a little bit more. Gotta get this hour in, and then I'll be done. I'll come back to it a little bit later, probably. Actually, I'll have to because I wanna get all this kind of worked on, all the lines put in. So it's gonna take me another hour easily to really get it on. So yeah, if you don't know, like painting band, they take a long time, and that's why I'm documenting all this stuff, because you know I don't want to, not that not that the the speed frame, the speed videos where they show like going hyper speed. Holy cow, it's been 40 minutes. But this is just an example, man. Just how much time is involved in one of my paintings. Like I'm thinking I'm gonna my goal is to put in 14 hours on this painting. I probably put 4, so maybe my goal was to put in 10 or something. I want to try to hit it, work on it twice a day. And then I got my drawings I got to work on. I got to work 2 hours on a drawing today to catch up for yesterday, because yesterday was what did I do? I don't know, man. That took me so long. So I'm taking advantage of this day off I have teaching, because it's fall break, and so this is what I'm doing. Really trying to, yeah. So after this, take a little break, charge my phone, because the battery's going to be really low after this 1 hour session. Upload this video. Have lunch or something. I don't know. Yeah, man. Really boring. The more exciting parts of the paintings are pretty much like the beginnings, like when you do the first 2 hours. That's when you're really, when I'm working out a lot of the kinks. I'm really pushing. I'm playing around. There's a lot more action per se, I guess, visually. Oh no! There's a lot more action. I'm out of. Yeah, again, I'll probably have to pinstripe this again, or whatever you call it, whatever term for it is. I'll have to go over the contour line it again, because there's some wet paint in the areas that I want to work on, so yeah. Very slow process. Maybe after I don't know, we'll see where I'm at the end of the session. I'll think about what I want to do the next hour. I'd like to get into the text, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know. Oh man, really slow morning today. I was hit the snooze button way too many times. Just chugging along. Maybe when I get the chance, I'd like to show some of my big paintings I'm working on. I just haven't painted on them, so I haven't streamed them. So when I get to a moment, I'll start doing that. If you haven't noticed, I've been really playing around with these burger paintings. Pretty soon, I need to get back to doing some other stuff. I want to do some gummy bears. Those are fun. They're easy. They're fun to do. I enjoy them. Man, I need to get a new easel. This thing is it's something. 5 more minutes and I'm done for a little while. Gotta take a little break, collect myself. It looks like the way the pace I'm going, it's gonna probably take me an hour and a half, to do the rest of this, just to go over the lines again. And you can assume that I'm probably gonna go over it at least twice, in some areas, because of, yeah. Whew. If I think about it, this live stream is probably not gonna be my best one, because I had a baby crying in it for the first like 15-20 minutes. That looks bad, but there's some realness to it that I think might resonate to people, because it shows that we all have lives and we all have to do things, you know? The one thing I like to say about myself is I try not to be as fake as I try not to be fake, you know? And there's a lot of just people online that, in my opinion, can come off with a fake personality, and it's just like, why are you lying to people, man? It's just like, it's the worst, you know? But then again, I don't know. It's like, I'm coming in with a perspective like, I don't know anything, so, which puts me at a disadvantage, but it also puts me at an advantage. You know, coming in with the perception that you don't know anything means that you're willing to learn things. And so I like to think that I'm always trying to, or open to learning things. And what it was, I heard like a quote a while back was like, people that claim to know everything or know a lot end up actually knowing the least amount. Anyways, that's an hour. So basically in an hour's time I was able to make a bunch of paint, glop it on this area, and do a little bit of line work here. And then I'm going to move up to here and work on that. And then probably, since I'm using resin gel or impasto gel, this stuff's going to be kind of tacky or drier tomorrow. So I'll be able to probably work on the text tomorrow. I've been thinking about this a lot. I don't know if I want to do glazes or I don't know what I'm going to do with these text. I've been kind of pushing it to the background, but I need to bring it back visually to the foreground. And I've been playing around with this silly little thing. Whatever that is. Anyways, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it, and hopefully, not hopefully, I'm going to keep doing this, and maybe people will learn something from it. Maybe not. If anything, I'll have a good catalog of how I come to my work and how it begins and ends. So that's always good. Thanks again. Bye.